Hi there, welcome to the Afropreneur NG YouTube channel. My name is Kendi Olabi, and today I will be sharing with you how raising funds almost ruined my business.
Unlocking the African Entrepreneur with Kendi Olabi, CEO of Builders Up Group of Company. Welcome to Afropreneur.
Yes, how raising funds almost ruined my business. It came to a head a particular day that about 40 bank officials came to my office simply to embarrass me to repay back their money. The money we're talking about at this time was 18 million naira. At a time when the naira to the dollar exchange rate, by the way, I'm an entrepreneur based in Nigeria. So the naira to the dollar exchange rate was about 150 naira to $1. So you can do the maths of how much dollars I was owing. And you can imagine 40 bank officials coming to your office on a Monday morning simply to embarrass you to repay back the funds that you are owing them. And one of the things I will say is this: I take full responsibility for what happened. I take full responsibility for why that embarrassment, because if you borrow money from banks, then you need to repay back your loan. And in this particular case, God helping me, was able to repay back the loan. But that was what happened. And I take responsibility because there are some things about funding, or there are some things about raising capital as an entrepreneur that you should know. There are some things I should know, which I did not know. And that led, and it did not happen only once. In fact, that actually happened twice. Twice, bankers came to the office to embarrass me to making sure that I repay back their money, simply because there are things I should know about raising funding in Africa that I did not know. So what are those things? I will share with us 5 things I should have known that I did not know. There are some things about funding that as an entrepreneur operating in Africa, you should know. It might be more than 5. Feel free in the comment below to like and subscribe, or make those comments. Maybe you can add number 6, you can add number 7. Please, I'm interested in learning more, because that is what will only make us better as entrepreneurs, in knowing those things we should know, so that raising capital will not be suicidal for entrepreneurs in Africa. So what are those 5 things from my own experience that I should have known about raising capital or raising funding in Africa? And this almost ruined the business. It almost ruined the business. I'll just say for divine intervention. That was why the business, because that was enough to make the business go under. So what are those 5 things? Number one, on top of that is, if you're going to raise funds in Africa, you must understand what is called African money. What is African money? African money is the money when an African invests in a business, the business must succeed. That is only when it is an investment. So when an African gives you money or invests in your business, he's expecting his money back. And so African money does not recognize losses. That's why it's there. That's the top of the list. African money does not recognize losses. If you take African money, you had better make sure that you're able to make profit, because if you do not make profit, and let's say the investment results in a loss, it will be taken as a loan. The African will tell you that, listen, I gave you money, I need my money back. If you look at developed countries, or for any capital investment, there is always a clause there, and that clause is that every investment or every capital investment is liable to become a loss, is liable to, so there's that risk with every investment. But the African money does not understand, does not accept that risk, will not want to take that risk. African money needs that money to make profit, or it comes back as a loan. They want to collect their money back. So that is one thing I did not know about African money, and I had my own share of experiences with it. So if you are an entrepreneur and you really want to go out there to fund your business, understand this concept that the African money wants his money back intact. Worst case scenario, because that money will be converted into loan if you're not making profit. But if you make profit, they will collect their money and they will collect the profit. So that is the first thing I did not know. The second thing I did not know is that I did not understand the speed of money in Africa. You must understand the speed of money. If we are talking about speed of money, we are talking about short-term funds or long-term funds. We do not have a lot of long-term funds in Africa. Most funds in Africa are short-term. For example, if you take an overdraft in the bank, a bank might give you advance an overdraft, give you a letter of offer for an overdraft for a year, but there will be another clause, or sometimes there's another clause in that letter that says that your clean-up cycle is 60 days, your clean-up cycle is 30 days, your clean-up cycle is 90 days, meaning that the overdraft is, let's say for example, 10 million. They expect all that 10 million to return back. So if it's a 60-day clean-up cycle, within 60 days, if you draw down on that 10 million naira, that they expect all of that 10 million to flow back into the account within 60 days before you are able to draw down again. So they expect you to pay it back and draw down again. They expect you to pay back and draw down again. They expect you. So that is the cycle. So when you look at African money, the speed of African money is very fast. It does not. African money is not allowed to stay in your business for a long time. It's not allowed to stay in your business for a long time. So African money is always in a rush. African money is always in a rush. So it's not patient. Sometimes what I say, the speed of money in Africa is very fast. It does not stay in your business. The third thing about that I should have known when it comes to funding, the third thing I should have known when it comes to funding is what I call financial competence. I needed to check my own financial competence. I needed to check my own financial skill. My financial skill is very important. So as an African entrepreneur, you must understand your own skill, your own financial skill, your own financial competence. Unfortunately, I got into this embarrassing situation because I just do not understand all my financial numbers. As an entrepreneur, if you're going to raise funding, you must understand your numbers. You must know your numbers. You must know your revenue. You must know your capital investment. You must understand everything. You must know your numbers, what comes in, what goes out, and all of this. So this is very important. At this particular time, you must know the cost of your borrowing. You must understand it. What impact does the cost of borrowing have on top of your profit and all of these things? You must know how to structure your loan. You must know the type of loan that will help your business. And one of the reasons why I was in this particular situation, because if you do not understand that, you might raise a fund that will probably, what I will call, almost kill your business or ruin your business. So it's very important. One of those things I did not know, that's the third thing I did not know, is that my financial competence level was just not there, was not enough for the amount of money I was going after to borrow. So you must understand your numbers. For regardless, if you're an entrepreneur or you're a business person, you must understand that. Number four is that you also have to understand that there's some money in Africa that I say comes with what I call a pawn shop. A pawn shop is where, especially in countries that have pawn shop, is where is an exchange where you exchange goods, maybe valuables for cash. And the pawn shop, there's just one thing behind the pawn shop mentality. They want to maximize their profit. You have online finances available right now, especially in Nigeria now. There's a lot of online, what in America they are called loan sharks. They are just there to maximize the profit. So if you're going to raise funds, make sure that the funding you are going after is not what I call pawn shop mentality. When somebody is saying, I'm going to borrow you money and I'm going to do it at 10% per month, or I'm going to do, there's a lot of those type of money. I'm going to do it. So if you do not understand that and you jump to grab money like that, it might ruin your business. It might ruin your entrepreneurial journey. So pawn shop mentality money, it's money simply after. So what is the opposite of pawn shop mentality money? There are some other types of money that have value, behind them. There are some other type of funding that have value behind them. What am I talking about? If you talk about Islamic banking, you can know that Islamic banking is not focused on interest, but it's focused on profit sharing. That is Islamic banking. So there's a value. The reason that fund is there is that there are certain values that that funding is coming with. If the value, in the pawn shop mentality, the only value behind pawn shop mentality is that they want to maximize profit. They want to make all the profit to the detriment of the business. There are some funding also available for women. So there are some funding like that. Those money has value to build, to raise business, women entrepreneurs. So you have monies like that. You have some green money. Green money, there are money that they, used to support businesses or entrepreneurs who are in what you call the green space, who are in, watching the environment and all of that. So you must also understand that what is the mentality behind that money? Is it pawn shop mentality or is it value-based mentality? So you must know that. That's number 4. The 5th and the last one that I should have known is that some funding are collateralized. A lot of funding in Africa, they are collateralized. No bank will just want to give you, millions of naira without anything that there is no leverage. There is no, and so what you have, most of the time is they will tell you that what can you use in collateralizing this funding. They still, even though they want to give you the fund, but they expect that you still collateralize it, and this become added cost of borrowing. This become added cost of raising capital when that fund is you are being asked to collateralize that particular funding. So with these 5 things, I'm expecting number 6, I'm expecting number 7 from you. Please share your thoughts. Please subscribe to our channel. Like this page, because when you like this page, it helps the algorithm. As you can see, it's a channel that we're just coming back and trying to rebuild it back. So I look forward. Please like, please share. Thank you very much. My name is Kendi.
Unlocking the African Entrepreneur with Kendi Owolabi, CEO of Builders Up Group of Company. Welcome to Entrepreneurship.